Yo, 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 what is going on? What's going on, Matty Clams, Eric, Keegan, Alexis, Green, King Carnage, E, Aloha, Jeff, Kim, good morning. And then we got D-Touch, Garden, Aloha, Carter, and Rollout in the Discord chat. Good morning. Good morning, kid. Ten seconds before the market opens. You guys didn't already, make sure to go check out the daily updates channel that has all the news for the day. Which today is actually, oddly enough, the lightest day, but there's still a pretty good amount of news coming out. There was news 30 minutes before open today that has already happened. The only big news beyond that is the oil crude inventories coming out, which will be at an hour from now. And then we have the 5-year note, which is way later, so we won't even worry about that. But yeah, in an hour we have news for oil. What's Boeing doing? Oh, that's not Boeing. I was like, what the hell are these candles? Oh, that's right, they're up. And if anybody needs any updates from the pre-market moves this morning, I put some cool notes in the trade floor this morning. Tesla, Boeing, ABB, BIIB, V, TXN, SE, MAT, and EMPH. Some of these are earnings related, some of these are just based off their own news. It's kind of different on each one. Back to SPY. I need to see what we're looking at today. So we'll look at the bigger time frame first, just to get a good little view of what we're looking at. So the short-term upside that we were kind of expecting did finally pop up. It did not pop up in this area. It did not pop up at this low. It did not pop up at this gap fill. It did the fake low approach that we talked about. And this is when, and I'm not saying I know where they're going to go make support. I have no idea. They could go do that anywhere in the chart they want. But a lot of the time when you do get a break, a hold of a support short term, even if this is just an impulse move and we do reject this and sell off the rest of eternity, that doesn't matter. My point here is that we will never test a level like this where you think, oh, they're going to go hit the gap fill and fill it perfectly and we're just going to be all fine and dandy from there and it's just going to hold and we're going to fly. No, sometimes it does need to go down lower and test a major support, major demand in this case, and then make that fake low where it didn't close at the gap fill, and then the next day opens over that fake low. This was almost a 90% entry on the daily. Now, I'm not saying go buy the dip every time you see this. Do not do that. But it's just a little reassuring to see that there is a large buying candle at a large buying spot. So really, all I really see when I see this chart is a major resistance between here, and you probably could say the bottom of this candle. I say top open of this green candle is really going to be your zone, but if you want to be very passive about it, just keep an idea about this. So this would be the top of your chart. This is essentially the bottom of your chart right now. Of course, this can change in time, but the point is that you have areas to look for now. This is the great thing about, yeah, some of these days aren't going to be as exciting, but at least we have information. We're going to at least be a little bit more aware than before. So what I think is cool about that is that now we have a spot to expect buyers. You have a spot to expect sellers, right? So if you want to, you don't have to do that on this chart. If you want to go make your own chart and clean it off and just have that, it's just a good thing to kind of have in the back of your head of like, all right, this is what we can expect. And this is kind of an in-between range, right? This is where we've seen a gap up, a hold of a higher low, a double bottom, a higher low on top of that. And then this is where they rallied to make our all-time highs, right? So this is an area of demand that has been broken. Right, so now we're kind of back into this limbo mode where it's like, well, are we retaking this or are we rejecting this? What are we doing? And that's what that's what we're waiting for right now. We don't have information on this, so it's going to be a little awkward on the bigger time frames for right now, while we sit on here, as well as while we get through some of the earnings this week. Again, with all the earnings happening, really don't need to see movement. You might see a lot of the movement happen after hours or even pre-market. So be very careful with that. I don't know if I'd be swinging too heavily right now, especially when you're swing trading things that are within a sector of other stocks that have earnings. Like if I'm swing trading I don't know, let's say Nvidia, right? I wouldn't I wouldn't do that if I saw AMD, SMCI, you know, TSN, like all these companies had earnings, because then I know, oh, okay, another semiconductor is about to move, another semiconductor is about to be more volatile, it's about to make all of the semiconductors a little bit more volatile, options are about to cost more, movements might not be as attractive as I hope. So that's just what we have to expect. But while all this goes down, though, we're going to be getting information on who has control of this. So right now, all we have is an impulse move off of a support. Also, if we finally get our first slowdown, I would love to see where we can add this fib, but right now I can't add it. You can add your lead test fib, and you'll see we are smack dab at the middle of that, sorry, almost a gap of the fib. This is where you take a gap from the, or I'm sorry, a fib, I just said it again. You go from the high to the low before the impulse buying has occurred. So we're not going from the all-time high, we're not going from a lower high, we're not going from a lower high. I'm going from the last top of a green candle all the way to the dip before it actually reaches it. And you'll see we actually are right smack dab at that. So there's a little bit of chance we get a fake high. In the same case, we got a break of this level and then a test and then a higher open. Could be seeing that here again, where we end up getting a rally into this, a close over this, and then the next day opens under this. If you see that, that is most likely going to be liquidity pulling us back down to 50660. So over the next couple days, we're going to be looking for information, control, certain areas to be held, certain areas to be broken. And that is our bigger time frame breakdown. We're going to go back to the smaller time frame. I'm going to take off this extended hours crap. I just like to show y'all the pre-market so you know what's up. And you'll see, we just slightly opened higher. Nothing really crazy there. Trying to keep the next level above in the picture. And we'll do this. So we kind of got the higher lows of yesterday right here. We got the high of day supply right here. Just a slight higher open. And does anybody know the name of this candle? You don't have to know if it's a doji or not, but I do need you to know that this is a indecisive candle. I don't care if you know the name or not, but what I want you to know is that it's indecisive. Why do we know that? Because the body's small, there's long legs or long shadows, long wicks on either side of it. So it's just an indecisive candle. What do we wait for on indecisive candles? We wait to see what is the next piece of information. If we end up getting a nice higher close, there's a very good chance this is going to rally some more. If not, though, and it looks weak, there's a very good chance we're going to pull back through that previous day high supply, break previous day close. By the way, this is pre-market low I have marked. It just happens to line up right there. And if that gets a break, we are definitely coming down a little bit lower and testing that kind of higher low region of yesterday. But that is the game plan. That is the update on the bigger time frames. Drop a like on the stream if you enjoyed. We're just going to watch this for a little bit. We'll switch through some other weights to see what's going on. IWM, SPX, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, AMD, stuff like that. And everybody here, you should have a game plan by now. If you're sitting here planning to trade, you shouldn't be, you know, sitting here just trying to react. But here we are. Nice higher push. Nothing crazy yet. I might even go to the 1 minute just to get a little bit more of a realistic view here. To see what's actually happening at this support. And yeah, good morning to everybody. If you are just now tuning in, I was just going over the game plan for bigger and smaller time frame on SPY. And yeah. We also talked about news. There's not really much news today. It's already happened this morning. The only news to expect is in about 52 minutes, and that'll be about crude oil inventories. Good morning, Peoples. Good morning, Mel. Good morning, John G. Good morning to anybody I might not have said it to. Where's my water? I got it. Yo, this is still holding at the 109? That's crazy. This deserves to be like... Ooh, it hasn't broken that support yet. See, this is pretty scary for EMPH because they just had those earnings. They're down. If this ends up cracking under the support, I'm very interested to see if it's going to go fill that gap at 100.50. It's already produced multiple lower highs since hitting that supply. If it breaks support, it's most likely testing 100.50. God, that gave me PTSD a little bit. I was thinking about that certain level on SPY. 400.60. Nice 10-minute hammer. Good call out by Peoples, letting us know on a little bit of a bigger time frame. We are getting a nice buyer. Full said Mern and Buller. I'm dragging it this AM. Hey, it's okay. Not every day are we going to be 100% ready or prepared, but what does that mean? Be aware of yourself. You know that you're dragging, so should you be looking to be trading? Most likely not, or at least to a certain extent, most likely not. Moderna and OpenAI are partnering to advance medicine. You are joking me, right? No way. What? Bro, I've heard dumber news pump this stock. That didn't make it go more. I mean, I know it's still holding its lower high trend. It's kind of holding this, what looks like a... People are going to say this looks like a bull flag, and it kind of is. It has the pole. If you take a fib from the breakout to the high, I was going to say, I think it is holding this, and there is a hold of the 100%. Technically, yes, it is holding a bullish flag. It just hasn't broken out. But that doesn't mean... I don't like to call them bull flags because people ignore... when you say bull flag, people just hear, oh, buy calls. Like, no. So that's why I don't call them that, because people just don't hear it the right way. But that is crazy that them and OpenAI are going to be working together. I would say that's a beneficial partnership there. Not even really the biggest Moderna fan, just... That's nuts. Oh, I trust you because that came from Alexis. That's our Moderna guy. Do you only stick to the 1 minute time frame? No. What? No, I switched to the 1, the 5, the daily. I'd say the 1, the 5, and the daily are my top 3 used. I don't really like to use other time frames beyond that. Now, if someone says, hey, Bueller, on the 30 minute, this is doing this, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It's not going to hurt me to go check it. It's not the end of the world. So, in my opinion, you need to be pivotal in how you check your time frames. You don't need to just be on the 1 minute. I'm just chilling, so I'm not really moving around. But you do need to be moving around from whatever time frames you're comfortable with. That's just what works for me. Don't take that and be like, oh, that'll work for me then. No, maybe the 1 minute sucks for you. Maybe you only like the 2 minute and 33 second time frame. You know, maybe that you're just a beast on that time frame. We just haven't tapped into your potential. Who knows? But be comfortable. Like I always say, be comfortable. And honestly, that's a pretty nice move this morning. We had a nice little dip after the higher open at 506.50. After that, 3 minutes later, we got another breakout back above today's open. Little, I mean, not a perfect 3-bar play, but pretty damn close. Really, really nice underwick, too. Continue to move on, and now we're at 507.50, 507.60, which this is just pre-market range, guys. This is all this has done is just held pre-market range. This is pre-market low right here. This is pre-market high. We really haven't exited anywhere. It's just a good bounce of the range that we are already aware of. So we'll have to see what's coming next. The 420 tick chart lately. I fly to Greece tomorrow. We're good, but today is just like, Jake. Having said that, let's pump to 51.21. Connor, definitely go check out the playlist of the channel. I think you'll... anybody here, I'm not just going to say that to Connor. If anybody here is looking to learn time frames, go check out the live trading playlists that are on the channel. There's 2 different live trading playlists. Some of them are live recorded trades. Some of them are live trades I took, and then I went afterwards and did a further breakdown because I just didn't talk much during the trade. All kind of variants of that, really. But yeah, check out the live trading stuff. It's not just me in there too. It's my friends in there too who've taken trades. I feel like those playlists were meant for that too, because like reviewing time frames, and Leland made this point to me and it kind of broke my brain for a few minutes, but like reviewing time frames, it's all set in stone information, right? It's there, you know, it's not moving. You're what you see is what you get. But when you're reviewing live trading price action, it is a hell of a difference. It is a hell of a difference. It's so much more different. And I feel like that's what messes with some people, is they might not be thinking about that while they're reviewing, is they're kind of speaking in terms of like, oh, this is what it already has done. Like, no, okay, you gotta think in terms of like what it was doing though. You know, right now, yes, it's wicking. Let's say in 2 minutes it's pumping, right? At that moment, you were probably like, oh, that's gonna dump. There's a bearish hammer. There's a red candle, but no break of trend. We haven't broken into good levels, so I mean, you should still be bullish on dips, you know. And then if it didn't, then whatever. We're not the end of the world. But it's just, I don't know. People don't review price action in terms of like, this is how it should look. No, that's already set in stone. That's a closed 5-minute candle. That's a closed 1-minute candle, closed 5-minute candle, closed daily candle. But you should trade with closed candle confirmation, in my opinion, anyway. It's just a good way to think about it. Alright, let's go to Tesla. Since they're actually up today, that's kind of a change, so I feel like we should give them a little love. I'm actually going to be able to... Oh, wait, I might not be able to delete any zones. Cool. They're going to just perfectly hold it, not let us delete it. It's weird. We're like an island out here. We just zoom it in like this. So remember order of operations if you're going to be watching this one, but it does seem to be holding a old supply. Or where is this even coming from? Let's actually confirm that. This is the supply of the Wednesday high, last Wednesday high. That's crazy. So they've skipped multiple trading sessions to sit above this. That is disgusting. I'd be careful with this. I'd maybe look for some more basing, holding the 157 to 158s if you're going to be bullish. This is Tesla though. I tried telling people it loves doing this crap. Don't turn super bearish on it just yet. And then what does it do? Gaps up. Just as everybody started turning more and more bearish too. There were so many people calling for like a test of like $60 and $90 and all crazy call outs like that. Like, okay, maybe in the future if we actually were breaking supports we could talk about that, but just because they start producing large red candles doesn't mean they're going to the floor. That was kind of funny. I didn't know when it was going to happen, but I've been waiting on that Tesla chart to gap up like that. Because now it's going to shift the sentiment. People are not going to be as bearish short term. You might have some people jump into it instantly, but the majority should not. Good morning, Fake Mojo. How you doing, man? You're liking SPY holding the daily emerging candle from February 22. Good job. Going back and reviewing that. Impossible to tell the future. Impossible to know how a candle will close before it closes. Exactly. No point in guessing. I feel like it messes with people too, then, when they get into patterns more. I feel like that hurt me a little bit too, is like knowing what every pattern is and then seeing candles like trade live before they close, trying to call out like, oh, it's gonna do this, oh, it's gonna do that, and then it like wicking back up or falling back down, or, you know, ruining the candle pattern that you were initially like preemptively trying to put onto your screen, but then it's not there at all. That's one thing that can definitely mess with people. I feel like that is a legit issue. But that's just differentiating price and really just being more patient. AMD made me 80% today at open. Good job, man. I try to put more people onto AMD. It's not just because it's a semiconductor. Its option chain actually is worthy. It actually does move. So, I don't know. Their option chain is really nice. Nice move, though. Yeah, you had a really nice gap up. Nice little rejection here. Might even be getting a bearish retest here. I hate to say that so early with so few candles, but you have your today's open right here. If they don't get a retake of that, I have to believe this is trying to pull back a little bit more. See if you get a new low of day or not. Also hard to just flip short like that when you have such a nice move, and there are so many moves still holding their gains. Oh, you have a nice little retest to the downside on Nvidia too. Meta has that same move. There's a lot of weak weights. What's going on here? Apple's holding pretty well. Microsoft's kicking ass. Go surprise. Amazon just kind of slowly pulling back. Nothing crazy there yet. Google holding up fairly well. Nothing wild. Berkby on the come up after opening lower. Tesla is going to hold its bounce for the most part. They are not above today's open, but they are close. We already looked at Meta. UNH is pulling back lower. That's a very heavy healthcare stock. J&J taking a hit as well in the healthcare. JPM, nice move up. Just kind of monitoring some of the weights. That's really what most of this list is. And then some of these lower ones like Delta Airlines and Down are all like just stocks I like to look at. Oh my god. That's nasty. They are not going to get a break of that low. That is a nasty hold on the smaller time frame. But if that holds like that all day, that's probably not going to break 105.60 anytime soon. That is a very, very strong hold so far. All right, let's go back to SPY. We'll chill on this for a minute. I just wanted to see what some of the weights were doing. In case anybody in here is new or just doesn't know what SPY is, SPY is basically a big pie, big equity pie. And all these individual weights in here, not every single one on the screen, but most of these, pretty much from Apple all the way to, we'll call it JPM. These are basically the slices of that pie. These are what make up that big pie. These are the weights. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, of course. Your Microsoft slice is, of course, going to be a lot larger than your JPM slice, but new high of day right there, 507.33. Very impressive hold. I think I was most impressed on the 1 minute when we were looking back at that by the retake here by this candle. This right here is a very strong candle. Just the fact it had that wick down, it held. And no, it didn't perfectly hold today's open, but the next candle did end up moving, and this was kind of an initiating breakout of it. So just nice to see that this area had some buying in it, really is all I'm saying. From there we have a higher low, from there we have a higher low, new high of day. So really all we're waiting for is to see, are we going to get some lower highs or a breakout over the pre-market high? Because remember, we're really kind of focused on this area. Any retest at all, if you get a single candle retest, a midterm retest, a full term retest, that would be great here. Any rejections here with lower highs is going to give you higher probability situations on these lower highs right here for pullbacks. Just make sure you're looking for good patterns with positioning, or you're looking at candle timing correctly. Oh, just out of range to delete everything. But that's what we're looking at right now. That's kind of what we're visualizing the chart as. Oh, let me remove this too. I don't want that there. I want to put a dotted line at today's open. And there we go. I'm just checking on chat real quick. Damn. Lifetime Group, if you have any stake in that, definitely go check out Swing Trading TA channel. He is destroying that Microsoft chart. Shout out to D-Touch. I always like to see the plays that some of those guys do in there, and then I love to go back and review, regardless of it winning or losing, because it's nice reviewing a play that you didn't really invest anything in, any TA or trades into, and then taking away from someone else who also trades similar to how you trade. Sometimes you can get some pointers, sometimes you end up figuring out, oh, this guy's doing this better than me, but I'm doing this better, and then you can just kind of work on that. Not really comparing yourself in terms of being better than them, but just, I don't know, it might be an eye-opener for you. This guy in our trade floor just said, and he's not a member, but he just said, I've never seen this name. Trying to decide whether to go long or short NQ LMAO. I better not ever see any one of you type that. I will grab you through the screen. Definitely drop a like on today's stream if you're here in the YouTube stream. I've been insanely talkative. Now we're just trying to watch to see where SPY's going. We have some decent higher lows over today's open, but we'll see if that holds or not. All we've really gotten was a higher open, a very, very tiny pullback, almost not worth mentioning. Retake of today's open. That liquidity that was under today's open and was retaken led to a test of just under the pre-market high and 507.50 level. A break of 506.50 is bearish short term. It can lead to a test of 506.20. It can lead to a test of today's low. Oh, there it is. 506.50 getting tested already. And a break of it. We didn't even get to the oil news yet. We got 34 minutes on that. Ban him? Yeah, I should. Because high key, I hate when I see people type that stuff in my chat. Because my chat, like everybody in here, and everybody knows it, that's why some people find me annoying, whether they want to admit it or not, is it's all about a system. It's all about a routine. You want to talk about something else? Get the hell out of here. We don't care. We don't want to hear about your... I don't want to hear about your strategy. I just don't. I don't have time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the focus. All you're doing is becoming noise to me and my traders. When people type stuff like that, it's just, I don't know. It's pointless. It's worthless. It just is noise. We're not here to learn about the Bollinger Band strategy. We're not here to learn about this or that. We're here to trade our levels. And they are going to break that higher low trend. They are going to break today's open. They are going to break 506.20. Let's see if they end up cracking under the 506 level or not to make a new low of day. That is a crazy breakdown of that support, by the way. That is very heavy. They didn't make a new low of day, so I'll add them to that, but they are under today's open. So now you are looking for that bearish scenario of 406, 506.50 to hold as a bearish retest. So since we are getting a buyer candle, we might as well do it now. But if you go from today's open to the low of this move, just short term, we're going to be looking to see what is going on. All right, hold up. Gotta zoom in differently. We're going to be looking to see, does this area here between the golden line and the orange line, if that rejects, not a good sign. Not a good sign for buyers. I should probably give context to that. A hold of low of day would be impressive here. Because you don't just need to see, the bulls need to see a hold of right here as well as a push over the today's open again. They need to see a better higher low hold here and then a push over that again. So they'll be taking a very slow elevator up. But we'll see. I don't know, a lot of downside, as Nox is making a joke in chat. A lot of downside lately has been getting bought up recently, so we'll see if this holds or not. But nice to see the bears are definitely relevant inside of the range. We talked about the pre-market low, expecting buyers from here. The pre-market high, expecting sellers from here. And we are getting just that this morning. That was the main thing that we talked about this morning in the session, pretty much right as we were opening. I don't want to say before open. Pretty much started the stream at open. What a nasty reversal too, because it wasn't anything slow. They definitely brought that down very quick. And that can definitely hurt your options a lot quicker than, you know, those slower pullbacks. Just because the calculations are like, hold up, where is this going? I'd like to see a retest of open for more downside. Good idea, fool. And that's also a good way of thinking about things. And I think a lot of you guys look up to Mel and Kevo and some of the guy Leland in chat. They're also really good at positional buying. Like, they understand, oh, we're against pre-market high. All right, well, I know if I get lower highs here, I can start shorting with higher probability. And if it does break up, they have a clear stop loss. It's not like it's hidden from them or they have to calculate something. No, it's right there, smack dab written on their screen. And same thing for buying. If you have a pre-market low there or a demand there and you see higher lows or a hold of that and you take the chance on that, yes, you do technically have higher probability of getting that bounce and you have a clear stop loss. Clear as day. So you also got to think about in terms of just positioning. Like right now we're under today's open. This could be a lower high. This could be a double bottom. There's a lot going on right here. I'm starting to like the bear retest to the downside as long as that golden level and that orange level continue to hold as a resistance. That is the main parameter for this to be a bearish retest. A new low of day would have been nice, and then a retest of today's open because that would have created a break of structure. What you see here is a hold of structure. So you can see why I'm saying there's a 50-50 situation in front of us. With the hint to blood. But blood is in the water if that gold and orange level hold is resistance. If you get a new low of day, blood is in the water. I gotta tag them so y'all don't think I'm talking to y'all. Someone in chat, man, they're still just weird. Out clean trade. Great job, Mel. I figured you were shorting somewhat under that pre-market high. Good job, man. My bad, Billy. I just saw what you said in here. Or should I call you Billy? You got the 6 in there, so I don't know if it's like different, but said shake my head, got it on the shitty 3-bar play. Wasn't feeling it afterwards, but once it broke the higher low, back down, got out for a small loss. Oh, okay, so you were risking for some upside. Well, you were initially right, and technically you're still right, but I like that you already cut it for a small loss instead of just holding and hoping and just kind of making up stuff in your head. I like that you're already kind of moving on from it and you're ready to either take another trade or just review another trade. Remember, you don't have to keep trading. But I am happy to hear about the small loss, though. And good job already reviewing. You're like, you took the trade and you like instantly reviewed it, so you didn't forget anything about what had just, you know, what had just happened. So I think that's good. Bill's fine. It's an old school name. Okay, cool. Well, good to meet you, Bill. And what's up, YouTube chat? How are y'all doing in here? Y'all are kind of quiet today. Everybody tired? I'm short on GE right now. Why am I randomly reading that? That's what Paige said. Oh, nice. You must have got a nice move after your entry. What a crazy new high and then a retake of that old high. That's definitely bearish if this level's not retaken. It's okay, Misi. It's good to be tired every now and then. I say good, but it's okay to be. And guys, we are getting a weird grind up that might actually be holding these levels. And do you guys notice this candle again? We got this kind of like meh 3-bar play. You got like a similar, I'm not saying it's a 3-bar play, but you have a similar candle here again. Bit of a hammer. Holding levels. Is this creating liquidity for more bears to the downside? Because we're not above today's open yet. I will be shocked if this doesn't drop and there isn't any like buyer candle holding here. Yeah, you either take the risk and you cut as if it goes over 506.56, or you're just waiting to see if it closes back over. If you're trading based off the system, but that's on you. I need to pin that message that Connor put, ban him. That needs to be pinned. Are there any tickers you guys are watching that is not SPY? God, my voice is like running out. SPY. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to be watching Tesla today, just because of the news and the movement, and holy, they are still making new highs as we speak. Kind of hard to look at this chart, I apologize, but it's literally just because of the gap up, I promise. See, it could look like this. Really nice hold of that. Low. I like that if you take a fib from here to here, which is, again, all you're doing is going from the low of the move to the high of the move, and you're really just marking the first buyer move before a slowdown came in. It's really just an initiator, and then from the initiator, you want to see this hold. In the same case that we were looking at SPY to the downside, and if it retakes it, it's bullish. You're doing the same thing here. Really, really insane move, though, after that little retest, and they seem to just be loving those highs, and they're already breaking to the next level. We got a new high of day again on Tesla. That is just nuts. And just as everybody wanted to get super bears, that's why I really didn't touch anything yet, man, because it doesn't feel right. Like, this was alright for some upside, but we didn't really get through anything. Like, this was alright for some initial, like, alright, I can start to become bearish, but it didn't break anything. You know, if this would have broke this, that would have been my sign for, like, okay, structure's broke. If I get, and then my brain would go straight to, let's remove this so you can see better, and maybe these. But then my thinking is like, all right, we either get a retest of that, which is like almost never gonna happen. But what this does though is it gives me initial sign that, like, all right, bulls have been completely flushed out of their pockets. They have to be out. If a retake does happen and we don't retake a bullish level, that tells me that we're more bearish than we were when we initially were here, right? Just because of the context of what's happened. So, wait, no, we want to remove that stuff again. I'm gonna keep our chart clean is really what I'm doing. And we'll leave that just for conversation's sake. And we are really just gonna hold between pre-market low, pre-market high for now. We'll see what we get after this though. See, I like these kind of moves because it's coiling up for a bigger move, and that's always a good sign. Bull's still looking good. Yep, still holding range. Very impressive. And they are not creating liquidity. They already pushed over today's open. Right now, what we're seeing is just the first move over today's open. Or not, sorry, not the first move, but from our base here, it is the first move. So we're looking to see, can this hold? Do we get a higher low from here? Do we get a close higher? What's going on? Are we just going to get another seller move once we get to the top of this range again under pre-market high? Give those bears a better price spot to buy their position, and then of course pull it back down. We'll see. He said Space Invader pattern on SPY. Prepare for all-time high. Gonna step away and come back, no problem. If anybody's wondering, AMD is still rejecting the today's open. They did hold that 80% to the downside, and they are lower now. Oh, Boeing. They were like, just kidding. We didn't want you guys to think we were bullish. Ha ha ha, joke's on you. EMPH doing the exact opposite. You got opposite moves there after their overnight catalyst. Netflix already back. Damn. They pulling back strong too. Delta Airlines coming down a little. Nvidia, on the other hand, though, even though AMD was pulling back under its area, you have Nvidia holding its previous day high. That's actually very impressive. Nice hammers there too on the 5-minute. Those are not 1-minute candles. Microsoft possible lower high, but they're still holding open. Same for Triple Q. And SPX, let's just look at that one for a little. Possible hammer holding today's open on the 1-minute on SPY. I'd like to add in about a minute and 40 seconds. This will also be a 5-minute candle close. Again, potential bullish hammer holding support of today's open. But you need a little bit more time for a better 5-minute candle to pull up. A close under this level would be beautiful for bears. Again, we're still in the range of pre-market high, pre-market low, so keep that in mind too. Every time we take a dip and a rise, definitely feels like we're just kind of etching away at the range a little bit more today. If we ever get a breakout, though, we have to assume it's going to be a nice move afterwards just because of how much we've stayed within. But nice moves happening within the range too, so definitely not complaining. Nice instant pullback. They were just waiting on you, Kevo. They wanted you to get back in. They were like, hold up, man. Let's get this right. Fool. I just saw what you said. All right, now, will we get another hold by bulls, or will this finally fail and give us that overnight gap fill? You would be lying if you said you knew. I will say this though, we re-broke today's open for a, what is that? Second time. That's only the second time. But I'd say both times were pretty strong if you went back and look here. Very strong, very strong. We're not getting small reactions under today's open right now. What are we getting above it? A little bit of a retake and a nice move over. Nothing crazy. But definitely aggressive around today's open, that's for sure. Faith didn't want to wait on confirmation. Getting a little bit of a bullish hammer sitting at the low of that range that we are inevitably stuck in still. Give us a break. Give us a break. Yeah, E calling out that previous day high. Good job, Mel. No emotions. I like it. Ooh, nice. Matty Ice talking about swing candidates to check on later. Yeah, I think a lot of really good swing opportunities are going to either, one, start to develop, or two, continue from what they've already, shown. So if you already have something going and you're updating it, good job. Those are always the fun. Just be confident in your trades. 100%. Alright, let's see if we get a break of low of day, or if we're just going to hold here again. Not as strong of a reaction this time, but do not deny the wick of that hammer. Here to just get paid. I like it, Mel. Keep it up. Keep it up. XLK and XLV both hit resistance and fell at the same time. Healthcare hit current day open, and XLK hit the high of resistance created by the second green candle in the 10-minute right before the earlier drop. So Fantastic John on the trade floor Discord is basically telling everybody the top two sectors fell at the same time, which that would lead to a nice aggressive move to the downside. Great update by Fantastic John. And that's what I like to see, somebody breaking down exactly why SPY fell. You can see XLK, largest sector of SPY. Look how identical that is. And then you add into that healthcare chart, which this is a great thing to know because not a lot of people even know about healthcare. Like, everybody knows what it is and knows about it, but they don't know that it's the second largest sector in the market. They don't know that it can actually have vast pull on the price of SPY, of course. So it's just good to know how the sectors work and how SPY can be pushed and pulled by its sectors. Great breakdown by John in there. Ooh, potential bearish hammer popping up now here on the 1 minute. They are giving us everything here. 6 seconds left on that candle. This looks like it wants to dump so heavily, it just has not made that new low. This is really good for buyers if they hold this. They're going to make a lot of people think it's bearish and then hold it. But if they end up giving us that new low, it could cause for the overnight gap fill. Again, you're looking for that previous day close right here. You end up getting the test of that. Have to assume a short-term buyer shows up there as well. You know what? I'm going to take my 35%. Watch, it'll dump now because I'm not in it. I do it for the culture. Thank you, Mel. My entry was 913. I entered on this candle. I think what I liked about it, even though it was holding today's open, is if this got a nice reaction that was inside of this candle, I would have liked it, but it broke it just a little bit, so it wasn't an inside bar. If that had been an inside bar, I would have probably loved that a lot more for longs. But that's why I liked it, at least. I wish I had taken a better entry here, maybe the break of this, but I really wanted to get I've been really trying to focus on trading around today's open. Today's open is such a strong pivot point. And it's crazy because right there, even just that small move can make you 25 to 35%. And if you're not aiming for that range for a good take profit on your first take profit, you're tripping. Not a bad idea, King Carnage. That seems to be what's holding still. Remember, we talked about the importance of them breaking that low. They did it once, and ever since then have held that wick. It's not looking too hot for either side right now. Kevo said it in chat too. What a fight both ways here. Donji says, no confirmation. I already took one L to say I'm going to walk away. I got to work on some projects. He said, go get that bread and be patient. Oh, my bad. I didn't even read that message. Tuning in late. Good morning, Taylor. She said, today's open also lines up with the bottom of the bearish golden pocket on the daily. Oh. Crazy how that lines up. Up 50% on me pre-market lotto calls. Good job, Sandollar. Pirate Sandollar. Good morning, anybody in the Discord voice chat that I might not have seen join. Manny, Sebastian, Spicy Pepper. I think I saw you already. Katoktan. How you doing, Katoktan? My hidden soldier. Philip Morris calls. Oh, not pre-market. My bad. Sorry, man. Philip Morris is like non-existent in my head when the abbreviation PM is typed. It's all pre-market to me. Philip Morris, though. Good looks. Good looks. You're going for the energy moves. Hope y'all do great rest of the day, peeps. Much love. Super... Wait, what? Super being at work. Oh, super busy at work. Wanted to capitalize on that Moderna opportunity. Hopefully I can catch up around 2 p.m. You too, Alexis. Thank you for posting that, too. I always appreciate you dropping your Moderna ideas. Most of the time, they've worked so far. I'm not going to be like, he's 100%, but, I mean, I don't know. It's pretty damn close. I don't even have Moderna on this list. That's my other thing. Yeah, it's not even on this one. Alright, real quick, I need to chart this because I like to have it ready for Alexis whenever he says stuff about it. I'm just going to mark that. Do I have the Snap 2 drawing on? Yes, I do. What's going on, then? I don't know why, but I really want to mark that level. Alright, I am ready for Moderna again. Alright, are there any crazy movers I haven't noticed yet? Nike's still holding the bullish demand that we talked about. Pepsi's all over the place. Visa and MasterCard did get some buying. Nice. It looked like they were just going to keep falling. Like Ulta, that's what they look like. Poor thing. This has got to be one of the craziest charts you can actually go back through and just learn from, I swear. Ulta's one of the most wild ones. Coinbase. We're still kind of dealing with that downside fib. Boeing is trying to wick and hold previous day high. I need to recharge John Deere later. Alright, let me go over some weights. I'm tired of looking at these. Alright, SPY possibly giving us a second second bearish retest of the downside here. See, we keep getting great rejections, great positioning, great lower highs. All that stuff keeps popping up for both sides too. Higher lows for buyers, lower highs for sellers. All the great patterns are popping up. But no breaks are happening. We've not gotten a break of pre-market high. We've not gotten a break of even a new low of day, except for over here, and then it wicked it instantly. And then the one time we did come down with the body under that, we were still holding that wick. So we're still holding on both sides. Both buyer and seller are present today. Very clean price action, though. You cannot lie about that. It just might not be the most entertaining. Shake my head, got it. Oh wait, I already read that. I thought that was a new message. Did you check Netflix? No, my bad, I did not. I mean, I checked it a little bit earlier, but I didn't go over it more in depth after. I've not looked at it as much. See, this was one I was happy to look at because the impulse move is already finished. So at the beginning of the week, for my premium and lifetime, I think is who I posted this for, and then my YouTube members. So if you have an access to that, you have access to this PDF. But basically all we were saying is last week when we were selling off, before we opened this week, we just were wanting to see a test of this dotted line because this is a very important level. And then a demand down here, which we almost got a test of both perfectly. From that, we were looking just for an impulse move. I just wanted to see buyers show up at all. I don't care where they went. They ended up giving us a massive day. No, they did not make a new recent high, but they ran right up to it. And now we got a lower open and a break of the two levels that actually give this chart a chance of potentially moving up higher again. So the fact that they're breaking out on the smaller time frames, we'll go down to that now that we know what we're looking at. You can see we're actually getting a break of that now. So a large move to push to it. Now we have a nice move under it. So Netflix might actually be bleeding out a little bit more unless you see a retake of this area. And I do believe these are all from the far left of the chart, the levels, and then some of the recent information comes from here. But good looks on Netflix, VC. This is actually a chart, in my opinion, that is due for a lot of movement, just because of the movement here. And you'll see the same thing on Meta, which makes sense. They're in the same sector, XLC. But Meta has yet to make their move. So I like bouncing between Meta and Netflix because they have really good movement, and they don't always follow each other. So, could this bring some more downside for Meta? Who knows? I bet y'all are so entertained to the SPY chart. So entertaining. That 1 minute price action looks clean at least. I don't know. 5 minutes not looking as shabby. Oh, whoops. Wrong time. What's up, Ace? How you doing? Netflix earnings gap down equals recession leading indicator. And thank you guys. We have almost 40 likes on today's stream. We've had 100 people click on it today. Got all the people here in Discord as well. Showing up even for the days like this is honestly how you get good reps. I hate when people, when they're first starting to trade out at least. Of course, when you get further down the line, you're allowed to make your own decisions and have your own personal preferences. But I feel like in the beginning, you got to take every day for what it is. Good day or a bad day. Regardless of what you experience, you need to handle the entertaining days, the not so entertaining days. It doesn't matter if it's a day that makes you money or not. That shouldn't be what dictates a good or bad day to you. You're done for the morning? I don't blame you, Mel. Good trades this morning. Who's spamming the hearts right now? I just look over to my left and the bottom left of my monitor is just full of hearts. Somebody's just sitting there clicking it. Thank you, Logan. I appreciate that. Let's see what Discord chat's saying. See if anybody's losing their mind in here. Most likely not. Some really nice posts in the post charts channel for anybody who hasn't checked. Oh no, it was Eric posting the crude oil inventory news. My bad. I already forgot about the news. It happened 3 minutes ago, guys, and he was posting updates on that. Thank you, Eric. Or Rock. Took the top two shorts, 2 out of 2. No need to do dumb things like yesterday. 100% Mel. You already got your reps out of the way. You got amazing opportunity on a chart that's given us minimal opportunity. So, I mean, there's really no need to press the issue. At least right now. Potentially seeing a bearish retest of today's open here again. I like this one a lot more. This is probably your most passive bearish opportunity of the day, just because this was the open, so that doesn't really count. This was a retake, no real retest, just a good midterm retest right here. Kind of an ugly 3-bar play. But notice here, ever since we broke today's open, what kind of retest have we gotten? We really didn't get one here. To the upside, we really didn't get one here. To the downside here, we really didn't get one. Until this candle. This is probably the first candle on the 1 minute that is actually retesting today's open, besides that first ugly little 3-bar play we saw earlier. By the way, I say ugly. It doesn't actually look ugly. I say ugly because the open of the red candle is slightly higher than the close of the previous green candle, which, again, to be a 3-bar play, those really do need to be a little bit more flat together. And we just got a new low of day for half a second. So we have one real bullish retest to the upside. That was about the extent of their move. And our first real bearish retest of today's open to the downside. Let's see if they actually hold today's low or not. Yo, good job, Matty Ice. Daffy says he's liking Visa a lot for the earnings continuation. Yeah, those charts were honestly setting up very well. I like it too because I think at first I was looking at them for bearish plays and I never got my confirmation, so I like it even a lot more. Oh, and there's that dump to 505.70 after the first real retest of that bearish drop there. Break of today's open with the hammer. Potential lower highs here. Nice little flush. Buyers already stepping in. Could also be a mix of profit taking You already have a wick going up after it smacked that 505.70. Hit our level to the cent. So we did not get a test of pre-market low to the cent. We did not get the previous day close overnight gap test to the cent. But they're holding the next best thing. So we'll see if more bears step in. Again, what you're looking for right now, let me get my arrows up on the chart. Is either a bearish retest from here or a break of this. Could also get a retake of 506.20. That was weird how it gave me 300 arrows there. Or a hold. So there's two things we're looking for, lower highs and higher lows. Right now all I see are lower highs and new lows being made, so no real bullish confirmations popping up at all. Just kind of keeping everyone aware that bulls can pop up here with higher lows, but that'll be over the course of many candles, not just like one or two, so it's not like you're going to miss it in the blink of an eye. Carter Prop Street said, sold 3 for 15% and 2 runners. Trying to limit myself more on entries, not just jumping into one con every 10 minutes. Yeah, I know. That's definitely how you want to do it. Because jumping around con to con, it just, one, you might not even remember everything you did because you're doing so much. It's not really fair. Remember the talk we had, too, about emotional decisions. Every time you take a trade, that's an emotional decision. And that's not a bad thing. But it draws a lot of energy out of you. And so if you take multiple of these every single day, or you're taking too many, some of your trades are going to look a lot worse than others. Some of them won't even look like you were the one trading, and you might not even remember everything you did or thought to do beforehand while you're reviewing. So a lot of negatives there. So remember, try to stick yourself to a rule of under 3 emotional decisions a day. Human being can only handle so many a day. He said it's killer for sure. It legit makes it impossible to even review. 100%. It's a lot to handle. It's just a lot to look at. It's not even your fault for not remembering that much. You did so much. But great job, Carter, limiting yourself more to higher probability opportunities. I like your multiple con strat. I like that you're going for the staircase method. I like that a lot. Plus, it's good structure. It shows you how to take profit correctly. Over time, who knows? Maybe you'll be teaching the rest of us how to do it. I'm feeling a wee bit greedy today, says Sandollar. What do we tell people who are feeling greedy, everybody? John G also said, that's my problem, too impulsive. Gotta give yourself limitations. Gotta give yourself rules. You're not allowed to go past certain things. Whether it's how many trades, how many losses you're taking, what size of losses you could be taking, or wins, not just talking about losses. 3% on the account posted in review. Gotta head out for the day. Great job, Matty Ice. I'll check that out here in a minute. Great job, though, and thank you for tuning in. Over 100% on the Philip Morris calls, fluctuating in the 133 to 126s. 126%, my bad. Good job, Sandollar. I always love seeing y'all kill it on your own plays, too. Because Philip Morris, I'll tell you right now, I have definitely never called that out in my life. I gotta review that now, Sandollar. I mean, I know it's gonna be energy related, but... Oh, you said it was a lotto, right? Or were you just playing off continuation? The only thing that stopped me from trading is capital. Spoken like a true trader. We are still kind of messing with that overnight gap fill right now, so be very careful. You also have previous day close here. That is bad. Trust me, I was laughing because it was pretty funny, but no, that is bad. 97 calls picked up at 0.30 Friday expiration. You're a crazy sand dollar. Amazing job, man. Seriously. Sand dollar's like, how do you think I pay for all these gifted memberships? And we are getting a break. Finally, we're actually getting some movement that actually leaves range. This is the first break of pre-market range right here. This is the first candle to exit pre-market. It just goes to show how much we've actually been in here. And there is that flush. They gave us a little bit of a midterm retest on this candle. We talked about this one, the power of that candle, and how it was the first real retest under today's open. And now we're actually getting new lows made. Repeat this back to me, Carter. This will be my only trade of the day. Just sold another one, holding one. Manage your position, man. Manage your position. Focus on that. You're in your last contract out of your 3-contract play. Great job, by the way. That's a crazy, great spot to be selling one of them as it's pushing those new lows, making it to a new spot. I'm glad to see you trimming another one. Trying to get the most bang for your buck, really. Too greedy, sand dollar? 176% though. I can't blame you for wanting to trim your profits or getting out of that, because that is a large gain very quickly. Great job, sand dollar. And Carter. Oh, I bet, Mel. That's why I don't even look back at those, man, because some days you look back and you're like, damn, that's up another 300%. Then some days you look back, it's like, damn, that's up 1,600 more percent. And then some days it's down 90%. So, it's going to be different. We can only control what we can control. Thank you, Chief. Had to postpone ordering me breakfast. Where are you getting breakfast? John G said, I'm sad I missed it. If you're sad you missed it, review. We have to get more into the mindset of the joy of missing out. If you're not missing out because it wasn't something you planned and you don't feel good about it, then you just haven't gone over this enough. And that's okay. I'm not saying that we're ever going to get to that point. It's going to take thousands of reps for all we know. But I do know for a fact that it feels good to miss out on moves that you didn't have planned. Because you're not really allowed to sit here and be like, damn, I missed those large red move or that large green move. It's like, okay, but are you realistically allowed to be mad at that or annoyed? You know, were you capable? Were you prepared? These are really the two questions we're asking ourselves every time we miss out on a trade. So, if anything, lead towards being happy about missing out on trades because you weren't prepared. Work towards becoming prepared. Work towards being capable. Holding gains, I'm done. Good stuff. Good stuff, Carter. Are you in that last one, or what's up with the last con? And with everything I just said, by the way, it is okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to do these things. That is literally a part of trading, by the way. SPY puts overnight are up 18%. Nice little bonus. Good job, Sand Dollar. You were slightly bearish as it got tighter, but didn't have it planned. I stopped by impulsive long enough to jump in. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. And that too can make us miss out on trades when we jump the gun early, or maybe we mess up something we might have prepped, and then it kind of messes with us as we're trying to take another trade, and then we're kind of fighting our other self, going like, "Are you sure you want to take another trade?" You just start having all these questions in yourself. Just pour. Carter, what's up with that last con? I just wanted to know because I wanted to see if you were going to sell as a new low was made. I got out of it because we were hitting yesterday's 1 minute big green. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, if you get a new fresh low to sell that last one, because you'll get a really good push in your contract percentage. So if it does make a low here, at least you're getting a bigger bang for your buck. But you did good, you did good. Now it's a little bit scary for bulls because we're at a part of the chart where this doesn't even need to do another bearish retest. This could just keep selling. but you could still get that retest, so keep in mind 50560, 50570, about a 10-cent range on SPY. If you see any kind of retest from here, it's not a good sign. But let's go back and review this latest drop from the main bearish candle, the hammer. So besides this one, can anyone else point out any other decent trading entries that could have been taken? We talked about the break of the recent support. We talked about the break of the new low. The main thing I liked about this was if you go from this level, the level we're looking at, to this dump here, where they rejected that next doji or that longer wick was at that golden pocket, was at that control point. So I thought that was interesting. So you end up getting a second kind of hammer type candle. It was just a different type of retest. And then you get a similar candle as it's holding that new low. I thought that was interesting too, before they gave you that fresh push under for an actual new low of day. Whereas these have just kind of been like wick, wick, oh, thought so, wick, and then it holds the wick. So been very aggressive for them holding this, but as to be expected with us having a pretty nice pre-market range. But I like those couple candles there, and that's really what led to a break. And remember our talk too here. I thought this was very important more than anything, is noting what candles are doing what at what spots. And you might be like, what the hell is he saying? So at today's open, right? Today's open is right here, the dotted line. What kind of candles appeared here? We really only had one candle really show us buying pressure above that level beforehand, and then afterwards we never really got any other bearish or bullish retest candles. Not on this one, not on this one, not on this one, until we saw the rejection here. That is very interesting. So it's also just kind of taking into account what candles have appeared where, how many times, is this the first time? So it's really just, like I said before, stacking your confirmations that you are aware of, and then, yeah, taking your chances on different trades that you like. Oh, that was all the deleting I can do. So now we're looking to see, do we get more bearish pressure here? If you get lower highs, bearish candlesticks, this is definitely going to be pulling back some more. If we get a retake of 50560, 50570, we have to assume that this is an impulse buyer move, which can lead to a higher low if they hold that. It sounds like you just explained my chart well. It's probably because we chart the same way. Good job, Mel. Entered AMD rejection of pre-market high / open, just exited as previous day high for 55%. Good job, Kid83. 55% is no small feat. And great trade review too, instantly saying the rejection of the pre-market high and the open, and then exiting at the previous day high. Very clean. I can picture that chart in my head without even looking at it. Deuce said he entered on the inverted hammer. Good job, Deuce. Need to stop second guessing yourself. Takes time, fool. It takes time. Are you looking at too many? And don't. These are all rhetorical. You don't need to actually answer me. Ask these to yourself. But are you looking at the right things? Are you looking at your levels, patterns? What are you looking at? You know, that's what you need to ask yourself. Then you need to invest in looking at those things more, starting to trust them more. Therefore, you stop second guessing yourself, because it's really not about you. You need to be able to have something that pushes you into the screen. In the same way that we get FOMO, we need to also have the opposite. The same way we see FOMO and we're like, oh, big red candles, jump into puts. You need to have that same level of discipline for the opposite level of thinking. Oh, we're dumping under this level? Let me see if we get a retest. Not just jumping in on every single breakout, you know? And vice versa. You see 3 things yelling at you to get into a trade and you're still not taking it? That's just an example of someone who hasn't reviewed enough, and that's totally fine. You just need more time. But if you got 3 things or more yelling at you that you need to get into that trade, and you don't get into that trade, then that's on you. But there are processes that we can go through to work through that, to kill off that, you know, problem a little bit more. It's not something that's just going to go away with one simple trick, but over time we can definitely make that problem decay a little bit. Let's see here. Do we get another bearish retest at the downside, or are we getting a retake of the what was a demand? I don't want to say all of previous day high because it is a little skewed there. Also hit my account number I like today and had 2 red days this week, holding the green today. Great job, Carter. That's a great feeling, dude. Cherish today, man. But that feeling you have today, that's what you should be fighting for. Not, oh, I'm up today. Not, oh, this, that. None of that. The feeling you should be fighting for every day is preparing yourself and then taking the prepared trade, not just making up something and reacting to it. And it seems like you were definitely in that section of the market today. You weren't just randomly guessing. You were actually taking prepared trades, which is good. That's a great feeling. It's good to feel right about something you worked hard on. And good job, too, because you're one of those people in chat that I swear I see all the time. You're always trying to get better, so it's not like this just came out of nowhere either. You know, you've been working your ass off. You're going to experience red days, but you're going to have days like this, too, where you see your progression, you see some of your growth show. Again, revalidating yourself that, hey, this work is paying off a little bit. It's just taking time, which we expected. That's the main thing I try to tell people in here, too. It's going to take time. I hate when people get into here or have this expectation of, I'm going to get rich quick. And I'm not saying you guys have that mindset, but even mindsets that aren't like that are pretty close to that. You know, if you're in here and you're like, I just want to be right, like, okay. I want to have some ignorant expectation that's going to hold us down from doing the impossible. Okay, who's spamming the hearts? Y'all have literally not stopped. One of you have to have arthritis after hitting the heart that many times. There's no way. There's no way that's the same person still. I swear I've been just staring at it while looking at my spy chart because somebody's just been hitting it over and over. Or mine's glitched. You joined in on it. Making me go crazy. It's because YouTube, man, they started updating stuff. So now I actually see it again. How is the music and the audio, by the way, on the YouTube stream? I know my Discord guys can't hear any of the music, but how is the music audio? Should be fine today. I also have not dropped a frame again, so we have 2 streams in a row this week that have not dropped a single frame. I don't know what Monday was on. What music? Don't mess with me. Do not mess with me. I see the bar moving. Wait, you might not actually be joking. Damn, you made me update the link. I'm not gonna lie. You don't? Oh, you're not messing with me. Oh, well, Chuck said the music's fine. I don't know what the hell. I don't understand how everybody has different volume settings too. That's a little weird. Making me think my stuff's low. And it might be. It might still be low. I'm trying to keep it at what is this, 45 decibels? Yeah. On my screen. You don't hear it half the time? Oh, okay, fair enough. Maybe that's just how yours is. Garden Trader said, apparently we just needed to leave YouTube. We were the problem. Here, we'll show an example of all my problem children then. Here's all the problem children. These are the people who make the server lag. No, I'm kidding. Y'all don't have any cause effect on that. YouTube just sucks. Ah, you see that, Shaq? I hid it away. I got it away. I saw you were in here. That's why I took that shit away 5 seconds later. Childish, but I got away from it. What's up, Kevo? How you doing? For real, ever since y'all left on Monday and we started doing this, the stream has literally dropped 0 frames. All good, Kevo. Thanks for leading the team or the people who were awake to join you in the Discord voice chat this morning. I think that was a cool idea. Because even if it's just like 5 seconds of talking to each other and just kind of like waking each other up, I think it's a great thing. Keeps everyone focused. Creating a healthy environment very early on. New low of day. And feel free to do that as much as you like, Kevo. You have All the permission in the world. Wake me up inside. Jesus. It was good to share my thoughts. 505 hit. Good call, man. Wasn't that the first thing you... One of the first things you typed this morning? I think you said like 503 or 505. You said those were like two of your main concerns. If it did go down today, that's where you said it should hit. Good job, man. And hey, regardless of trades going correct or not, give yourself a little bit of confidence. Even though things were a little shaky, you might not have been as patient, or the market might have been a little bit too slow, I'll be honest with you. Don't beat yourself up. I still think it's amazing that you had that prep, you had that plan, and regardless of trades working or not, your plan literally still hit to the T. So you got to have a little bit of confidence in yourself and some validation to what you're doing, because everything still panned out how you thought it would. The pacing might have been a little horrible, I won't lie. Because, I mean, really, the first real bearish candle we got that was under today's open almost took an hour. And then we had news 5 minutes later. So it really isn't fair to be like, this was easy, you guys should have caught that. Nah, I would say today was not as easy. The price action was clean, but it took its sweet time. But still, very clean. I'd say the timing of everything was nice too, because you actually had some of your bigger tech weights kind of moving up at the same time. And then I think it was healthcare, if I remember correctly. Healthcare is the one that slowed down massively. And I think that's really what was the nail in the coffin for bears after we got that break of open, after almost an hour of trading. So I honestly think on days you guys experience this stuff, when we have weird pacing or the chart's just not moving quick enough, or maybe it's just like today, it's because your sectors are just intertwining like crazy. Some of them are pushing lower, some of them are holding, and on the SPY chart, the big pie that these all connect to, it really does make up for an awkward scenario sometimes. So it might have just taken an hour for the sectors to give us a better clean move together. See how tech is moving down, and then you also have healthcare breaking lower more aggressively? It's almost like they were just waiting for these to line up a little bit more. And that's just my opinion. You can see banks too. Banks picked up too, even though that's not going to help out as much as these two. Still very important, because I think banks are actually the third largest sector right now. Discretionary also just kind of slow grinding down, and no real crazy moves on comms. Those were just a slow grind to the right. So it might have just been timing of sectors and how those all lined up together. Now you're good, Kevo. I was just kind of reviewing and thinking stuff too. Just going over stuff. He said, yeah, entry could have been better, but my plan was there. I was patient and still took green, so we are good. So yeah, 105. So 505 is a key level. 100%. Even if you don't have it marked, like I do, it's pretty obvious it's a level. I mean, come on. Look where this fell down to. It fell all the way down to 505 twice end of day yesterday. That's an important higher low of day. Good reaction to 505 though. Good preemptive thinking. I was also early, but nothing pushed me out completely. Good job, Carter. What's up, Mikey? How you doing? He said, hello, BB fam. Tuning in late due to busy work. Totally fine. We're here for you. It's almost an hour and a half after the open, Mikey, and pretty good moves. We were just going over the pacing. If you go back literally like 3 minutes, you'll get a quick update on it. Sand dollar. As Philip Morris takes his dip. Good job, man, selling the top of that move. swear my dog lives the lavish life. Wanted to update my last Tesla runner. Exited at yesterday's low of day. What a great run. Great job, Mikey. Thank you for coming in here and updating when you could, even though you were busy. You don't want to mess with earnings? I don't blame you. But Kevo's not a good trader. He's a great trader. Mostly calls for me unless we test current to open again. But it's been about 90 minutes from the open. How has everyone's day been this morning? Good call, fool. These are the two things we're looking for. Good call. Always, Kevo. Always. No matter what. And I like that mindset, too, because it'll keep you in a more humble mind space than anything. You bought them at... Ah, okay. I see what you did there. So you were saying you chased when you liked to hear, which I actually like your reasoning because it was the second time. But then you said when we were pushing under today's open, you got two more, which that actually saved your position more than anything. Yes, this would have still paid, but in reality, this really did save you mentally. Great job, Carter. And I think it's a little risky, but I like what you're going for, and I like the reasoning, and I like that there wasn't just guessing involved. You were taking calculated decisions, so that's good. We all, 100%, we're all. Gotta believe it. Red got VTFO in that big green wick at 10:05. Further down we go. Good call, fool. Good update. And yep, we got the 50430s here. See how those fare up. But they did break that little bit of a higher low towards the end of yesterday, so that's a good sign for bears. Maybe they come up and retest it or something, but could just keep flushing. They don't need to. Nice, we gotta move outside of pre-market range, and I'm actually streaming. They keep waiting for me to end my stream, and then they're like, alright, time to move the market. Not actually, but it's kind of funny, the timing. Damn, I really don't have a level in between that. Like he said, kind of moving towards swing trading lately since not able to keep up since market open and work at the same time. So more swing videos will be my playlist over the weekend. Ooh, nice. I think you're going to enjoy it, Mikey. It's a little bit different thinking, but the positional buying is still the same. Patterns still the same. The way we plot most of the levels a lot of the time are going to be similar to how we grab them for day trading. So I think you'll enjoy it. I don't think you'll have a hard time. My edumacated guess is 50435 bounce. Edumacated. End stream so we can rally back up. It really is like that sometimes. Like, I think it was a couple weeks ago, I sat in here for like 3 hours, and then I was like, whatever, I'm gonna end stream. It's not gonna do anything. I'm tired of boring people. And then we ended it, and I went to chat and just kind of chilled, did some text updates, and everything started moving like crazy. And there was no news or anything. It was just good timing. But that was always funny. I get PTSD from that one. Price action is sketching me out, is what King Carnage said. What's sketching you out about it? Let's go over it. Good so far, just got to keep a good risk management. Good to hear, Ruben. Ruben. It is definitely setting up for a bigger move, I agree. And let's reflect. It's a great time to switch to the daily for just 5 seconds. It's a great time to just realize what the hell is going on. And what did we talk about this morning? What fib did I draw? We went from the high of this move to the low of this candle just to remind ourselves, what are we dealing with on the daily time frame? And we remembered, oh, the 506s, those are bearish unless we hold over them. We haven't really had that much of a good holdover. I want to see what the 1 minute looks like against it. Oh, so not only did that reject today's open, that was actually rejecting that halfway point from underneath. Very strong rejection, if you ask me. Based on the system, that is a very strong rejection. And we're actually exiting the next level with 503 underneath. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. So we got 504, 504.35, and if those break, then we have that bigger time frame level at 503. I'll delete the arrow, sorry. It's probably hard to look at now. Nope, that one. I really hope some of you guys are enjoying some of these updates and reviews, because I really don't do this to, oh, Bueller's right. Like, it's not to be right. It's so I can remember these different variations and remember how price works and all that good stuff. Basically just building up your muscle memory, your memory bank, basically. And then as you take these trades, as you react to trades, as you react to certain levels, how certain levels are breaking with lower highs, some of them are holding with higher lows, you'll start to make the better decision more often than not. And it's because you're working towards it. You're not trying to get lucky. You're trying to work towards it. Trying to work towards doing the right thing more often times than not. Right now, we are actually breaking 504.35. We got 504, 504.30s kind of all up in here. If that breaks, most likely getting another pullback. But really good job, anybody who identified exactly where we lost our strength, holding the support where it looks like sellers picked up before continuing down. Because, guys, it's the same thing every day. You're pretty much looking at other levels in regard with your open. Today's open. Okay, we're holding this. We're looking bullish. We're looking great. We get up here. Okay, nothing crazy. Just a little bit of indecision. Pull back. Okay, we're breaking today's open. We're still looking for a retest away from this. Don't have one to the downside. Don't have one to the upside on the 5 minute at least. We already talked about the 1 minute. And then we get our first real wick under it right here. And then a first real break of range. So it's really just combining everything you have in front of you. Let's keep that zoomed in so we can see if they break that or not. Okay, all trade safe. Getting off for the day was only mental trading due to being red Monday and Tuesday. Remember, we have a 5-year note at 1 Eastern Standard Time. Stay green. Thank you, Eric. That is the famous Eric in our chat who has been posting all the daily updates and news and just really just trying to keep everyone aware. I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes, but while I'm gone, just watch the 504, 504.30s to see do higher lows appear or do we get a break and rejections appear. Alright, I'm back, and it looks like I didn't miss anything. We just have an inside bar on the 5 minutes so far, which that is probably going to hold as an inside bar. Yep, it is. The high and low of this candle is within the high and low of the previous candle. These are very popular at low of day, high of day, bounces, rejections. These are really good spots to where what they're doing is just creating indecision, and then they're reacting to that indecision. So sometimes it will break up, sometimes it will break down. There is no one true direction that these always go in. Inside bars are good pivot points, though, as are dojis, because you're basically following the same thing. Whatever comes next, you react to. So we either see higher lows hold this base, or we see a break under this, and that inside bar is really just amplifying the strength of whoever does end up getting that confirmation. So if this does end up leading lower, we can add some of the strength thanks to that inside bar. If we do end up holding this, an impulse move happens, and a higher low holds that impulse move, then we can add some of the strength to, okay, well, the inside bar definitely gave us that. So, inside bar here to make some moves. Excuse me. There, turn my fan down a little. On that 925 candle, how do you view it in your mind where it rejects the open, but it's still above previous day high in PML zone? 925. On the 5 minute or the 1 minute? And I'm sorry if you already said what you were looking at. Excuse me. On the 5? Alright, so at 925 you said? Oh, this candle. So this is just like that 1 minute candle I was showing you. This was like the first real retest under it. So the main thing I covered, and I'll go back to the 5 too and answer you on your time frame as well. So the main thing I liked about it is the fact that we really never really got any retests of today's open besides 2 candles today. The ugly 3-bar play we called out earlier that we said, we really only call it ugly because it just doesn't have a perfect flat top, but it's close enough. I'm just being OCD. But we have a hammer sitting here on the 1 minute, act 2 actually, and then you get lower highs following it, amplifying, okay, this is holding under here, this isn't just doing that. Remember what we talked about with the grind up, the grind downs, the higher lows, the lower highs. That's really a powerful move. Pattern, or paired with patterns as well, creates an even more powerful move. So that was what I really liked about it, because on this move here, we were still under pre-market high. It's not like this went up to nothing and then stopped. It went up to a good area of rejection and then made a lower high here. This was just a lower high of that. So it was already kind of an initiated move. It just didn't make any new lows, so it wasn't pretty. So it's really just about if you want to take your risk on that or not. On the 5, and I'll remove these and go back to the 5. On the 5, you are correct. We are still holding above the, at the time, current low of day. We are still holding, what else did you say? You said PDH, PML. You are correct about those. We are still above PDH. And then PML's down here. Yep, we are both above those. But remember what we said about an order of operations. The current day open is always your first initiating kind of like where you get your context from, right? I'm not just going to go to this chart and be like, oh my god, we're so bearish from right here. Why are we bearish from there? Oh, because we're under PMH right here. Oh, we're at this next level of rejection, but we haven't broken under today's open. So like there's always a parameter of like what else does it need to do next. It's never just it's bearish or bullish. And anytime somebody says you're bearish or bullish, they're not breaking down something. But the current day open is the most important one. I've always said this is the most important pivot point. If you watch order of operations, that is where I go from. Every time I start to break down a chart, I go from the current day open, and then I work from that because that gives me context. This is the close, right? We open up. We're right here now. We end up holding the previous day highs. I have to assume if we hold this, we're bullish. If we don't, we're bearish. I'm trying to keep it simple now. What did we do? We ended up pushing back up, holding over today's open. So on the 5, I really didn't get any bullish retest. There was 0 bullish retest on the 5-minute above current day open, right? Even if you did your fib like this and you were like, well, let's see if it holds like that, even that is screaming at you that bears are taking. So even the bullish fib was bearish today. All my fib traders, you know what I'm looking at. But then you get the break under, and then you get your first real rejection under today's open. We haven't really gotten one. Like, this was the only one that really had it, and it didn't really make any new lows. This one tried to, didn't hold any new lows. Talked about that on the 1 minute too. So current day open, it breaks that. Okay, what's next? You gotta think conditional. That's what this system is it's a conditional system. It's if this, then that. That's what the system is. It's conditional formatting. So if it breaks this, it's going to that, but if it does this, it's doing this. I know that sounds kind of crazy, saying that out loud, but that's how computers work. That's how you should work. You should think from a conditional point of view. The computer's not going to be like, oh, I don't know about this or that, and hesitate and make a weird random decision. No, it's going to go, well, did it do this? Okay, well, then I'm in calls. Oh, it did that? Okay, well, I'm in puts. But if it does this, I'm stopping out. If it does that, I'm taking profit. That's what the whole system is. And so order of operations, and this is why I've been retweeting it a bunch and reposting it in chat, just because I'm serious. Like, most people's problems in our community starts with order of operations. A lot of you guys have a great understanding of what levels are there. Maybe even you're really good at reading volume. Maybe you know all your patterns. Maybe you understand the lower highs and the higher lows. Maybe you understand all of that, and I think a lot of people in chat do. But then they don't ever pick up on there's an order to things, right? We don't just open higher and start pumping every time. If that was the case, we would all be rich. We don't just start dumping every time we get a lower open. If that was the case, like I just said before, we'd all be rich. We'd be buying puts every single time. But that's not the case. Things don't happen the same every single time. So we need to have a set standard for how things work every time. And that's why the order of operations exists. Again, if you go to the channel, they're not that old. Yeah, right here, 3 months ago, order of operations and trading. This one's only 7 minutes. The second part about a month ago is a lot longer, 25 minutes, but definitely worth. I probably touch up on a lot more points in this video than I do the first one. But this is definitely a great place to start. So definitely check out both of those or just re-review them. But yeah, no, the open is definitely like where you need to start from. And then go from there. What's next? Well, in this case, we had the previous day high supply kind of area to worry about. So we were kind of dealing with that all together. But what'd they do? They filled the overnight gap. They smacked that previous day close. They pushed back under it. We get a good rejection under it, which actually looks like a great bullish candle. And that's kind of why I kept switching to the 1 minute, because I'm not trying to just analyze this. Like, yeah, there's some setups I might want to grab and chart or plot on the 5 minute, but if I'm going to grab my trade, I'm personally, because of my comfortability, I'm going to go to the 1 minute and look at something for here. And it was a lot more clear there for me on the 1 minute. I noticed now going back to the 5 minute, it really wasn't that clear. It was just a good reject. I mean, this was clear as day. Don't get me wrong about that. This was clear as day, but after that is where it got a little bit foggier here on the 5 minute, but it makes sense. Because of the order of operations, right? We broke under today's open. We got a rejection of it. We should at least go down to the next area. We did. What did we do to the next area? We closed under it. We never closed back above it. So what should we do from that area? Move down to the next one, right? And it's just that level of thinking that will help you out a little bit more. It's just basically the navigation of the levels, the zones, all that good stuff together. So, and it's a little bit weird style of thinking, but I think once you watch those videos, it'll help more too. And you might already have seen them. But that, it just, I don't know. It's just like math equations. Like everybody could do this math equation and all of us would get a different answer because some of us don't know what we're looking at, right? But then I give you a formula and I show you, look, this is how you do it correctly. And then all of you are going to get the same answer. So there is a right way of doing things, even if we are all looking at the same thing. And that's okay to be wrong. It's okay to make mistakes. But let's not just sit there and hold on to losses and hope for them to come back or anything. Let's be a little bit more disciplined and be more conditional, like I was saying. Have parameters set. That was a lot of talking. Sorry. Good morning, username. I always love seeing your name pop up. What's up, dog? Right now we're getting assessed to 504. We're gonna break a 504. We're gonna most likely expect that 503 level from that daily time frame. And then of course you can see the other levels here on the intraday trading chart. Whoa, I got a lot of messages to catch up on for trade floor. Wait, my bad, Joyful. You don't need the YouTube member role. Let me take that back so you can be the yellow name. You can look better. Oh, I like what Leland just posted. If you guys are in the Discord, check Trade Floor. Pretty cool. If you guys are not in the Discord and you're in this YouTube stream, I'll send an invite. It's free to sit in the chat. You don't have to pay for anything. There are things you can pay for. I'm not saying you can't, but to just sit there and conversate or read each other, you could just click that and watch. Shut up, Ace. How do I join Discord? As he's sitting in the voice chat. You know what would be funny, Ace, if this wasn't you the whole time in Discord? Somebody was just memeing and this wasn't you. Different profile pics too. Use different Ace pics. Ace, how many people ask you about your name? Do you get a lot of people asking you if that's like your favorite movie or something? Your favorite movies? Are you Ace Ventura? Are you the pet detective? And my bad, guys. I should have zoomed in. My bad. That looks ugly. You can actually see what's going on. But it looks like we are getting a little bit of a buyer reaction. And all this is, by the way, for anybody who might ask, all these levels are just, it's a bigger time frame level, and then I mixed in a little bit of a higher low from the end of day yesterday. I just kind of liked how it held here, and this is where it established higher lows from. So I wanted to include that, and it looks like it's reacting to it perfectly. It's also 504 on the dot almost, so it's just nice to have a good flat number added too. Not just about the fact that it's also a technical level. Yeah, my bad. Damn, FedEx locked that damn level because of UPS. That's messed up. Damn, poor FedEx. I didn't trade it yet, but I was actually kind of enjoying that it was holding a really, really good spot. I just realized from Nox's tag that UPS ruined it. Ah, that sucks. Well, at least it'll set up a play for the future. Bro, I saw people saying this was going to go to the moon. I will remain an EMPH hater. But I'm a calculated hater. I don't just hate on it 25/7. You gotta hate when it actually is going to come down. Damn, Nike's actually holding a green move today. Nice. That's a chart that should develop to the upside more if it continues to hold 93, 90s, 94 area. This is a chart that keeps getting ready to pop off and then just keeps hitting that same resistance, but it is getting some nice moves off of this area down here. Poor FedEx, we already talked about that. Pepsi, nothing new there. Kind of waiting on MasterCard Visa earnings to be done to look at those again. Rest in peace to Ulta if it does hold that new low. Might just want to go smack that 400 level psychologically and retest whatever this is. If you go from the top of that red candle to the bottom of that red candle. And then I'm extending it to 2025, but you don't have to. And all that is just marking that short-term demand where they pushed up, held a higher low, pushed up again. That's really all we're marking there since we're in an uptrend from there. So it might just want to react to that for all we know. So it might have a little bit more downside left in it, but it might not be that pretty. My bad, I'm going the wrong direction. AMD might finally be trying to find some basing. We'll see about that. Coin at a very, very good spot. I actually have this chart still marked up with how it was before. We were looking above 228, 227.35. It's now well beyond it and trying to hold it now as support. So we'll see if that continues or not. Boeing unattractive, Energy Transfer unattractive, John Deere unattractive. Already talked about EMP. Or Netflix. Hey, there's some brightness in the market. PayPal's green. Oh, it's just because they're about to have earnings. Never mind, that doesn't count. Just kidding. Exxon. Tesla's had a wild day. I was seeing massive moves breaking huge supports. Nvidia was breaking one. I don't have Amazon properly charted yet. Apple's still holding a lot of its gains and actually looking like it's hungry for more. Microsoft is in a spot where if Apple is hungry for more, could get a really good bounce. They're still holding above previous day highs. Those are two of your top tech weights. Yeah, I'd be watching for a bounce right now if Apple and Microsoft get hot. That would be a good parameter to set for everybody. If those start to get hot again, definitely look out for some more bouncing. Also, SPY's at a good position. Not the worst spot on the chart. I'm not going to say IWM's in a great spot because they're actually under the level that they need to be over, but they're working on it. So we'll see how that one looks. Triple Qs are at a position where they're trying to hold previous day highs, so keep that in mind. From that inside bar we talked about, they did get a lower push, no lower close. Lower push, lower close did finally occur. No break of the level we have outside of the inside bar, which would have been great double confirmation. End up holding it perfectly, getting a nice move up. A little bit of a slight bounce. Remember, the first bounce is always the impulse move. From there, we want to see a higher low. From there, we want to see patterns pop up or give us better direction. But how is everybody in stream? We are officially about 2 hours and almost 7 minutes in. From the open, of course. Nice little green bounce here from a good area. It's crazy how strong these levels are, I tell you. I'm not even glazing them anymore. This is probably a great time to check out that 15-minute that Leland has been looking at more and more and more and more and more. Just to kind of reflect. Just look at what was there. Ooh. Very bearish candle. Very bearish. Then you get that indecisive candle we talked about, and then we always talk about follow whatever happens after that. You know, if it's a bearish candle that follows, then it's a bearish move happening. And that definitely happened. Not only did we get a push under, there was no retest needed, midterm retest, nothing here on the 15-minute, just a good hold under good levels, and then a continuation into other good levels. Now we're seeing a bullish hammer hold. We'll see if that's going to be short-lived or not, but really nice show of hands so far by the bears from open. I was just interested to see where that went. Alright, I'm going to just zoom it like this, I think. What's a cool question we could ask everybody right now? Ace says that he also loves how the levels align with his volume price tool. Sorry, Jesus Christ. He likes to use a lot of you guys probably see this a lot, but it's the volume that comes from the right of the chart. Sometimes you'll see it from the left. But it's a really cool way of just looking at, I like to call them like power areas when I would look at them. I don't look at VP too much. I probably should. I'd probably enjoy it. But I just like how it worked, you know, just if you broke over an area and there was like a large volume there and it spiked over that and there was just like nothing there till whatever, and then the next level showed and then you'd have like a volume spike out here. It was just cool to know that like that was most likely the target. Not every time would it work perfectly, but it was just cool to see. Seeing volume work at hand, and it was cool because like when you look at volume upwards, you think of it differently. When you see it like from the right like that, you really do see it as, oh, these are like sectioned off part of the charts where there's a lot of volume here, there's a lot of volume here, there's nothing here, you know. So then it starts to like make you think differently about how price should work. I don't know, I think that's a cool tool as well. I haven't used that stuff in a while, but man, when I did, it was one of probably the only things I think I've turned on the chart that really wasn't annoying. It was very easy to look at. It was very comfortable. Every time I see your charts on X, I always try to look at them a little bit longer just to kind of reflect on how it looks with levels or without them, or just at certain parts of the chart. Man, a lot of talking today. I'm not gonna lie, I was very talkative in today's stream. Watching J&J hitting golden pocket, Mikey said, good to swing for retest upside if it holds above 147 before market close. Let me know what UCB. J&J, you said? Let me click on that. Looks like I got a lazy chart here. Looks like I just straight up drew the demand from way over here, but let's get a real chart going. Wait, what was that level before I drew all that? 148, 66, and 145. Okay. So what we're going to do is go to the monthly. We're going to grab the price level tool. Zoom in. And this is just how I like to get a vague chart going for my swing trading. Is I like to go to the monthly. Whoops, don't need to add that. And I add monthly emerging candles. I do the exact same thing I do with the day trading chart, where we add those emerging candles from the daily. I'm doing the same exact thing, but for the monthly. And you'll see why here in a second. You're like, damn, isn't this kind of clustered, Billy? This looks kind of ugly. Yes, it is ugly. But what we're grabbing is price history, and I'm going to add a couple more to the downside. Go to the daily. And you can do whatever distance of daily. I like to do the max or sometimes just the year, so I can just see what's recent. And then I go off of recent price action to get my supply demand. So we get the rectangle tool, and really you could do this from the far left. And if you've watched any of my swing trading videos or any of my supply demand videos, you know where I'm going with this. You could grab your levels from way over here, your supply and demand, from the first time we rallied up, and just kind of do the eaves and the hills is what I call them. And then you could just add it that way. Or you could just do what I've been doing lately, which is a little bit easier in my opinion, because it's quicker to see, it's quicker to understand, but is grabbing the recent supply and demand. So that would be going to where current price is, and then kind of just looking to the recent left and seeing the eaves, the dips, the tops, the bottoms, and just kind of looking for those highs, lows, lower highs, higher lows, and deciding where you're going to draw your zones there. So using rules too. We have rules for how we draw our supply demand. So if I have a high right here, and this is where we reversed from, I'm going to the last open of the last green candle. So that would be this candle. But that's the high of the move, so I have to include both. So that one's a little bit backwards, but it works. 2025, that's supply. And you're going to do the same thing all the way down to this move, and then until you get to a point of demand, where we'll probably draw one right here, just because we did get a nice impulse move, would be the low to the high of the last red candle. So now we know if a high or low holds the top of this, is a very good position to look for a bullish candlestick. And the same thing goes for when we're in supply. If I know we're against a supply area, because look right here. And the best thing to do as well, a little trick for yourself to get better at this, is close off where current price is once you've noticed where it is to get your charting going, and then start there. So we drew our supply here. We're now getting down here. So here's a high before the reversal back down. Here's the last open of that green candle. Edit properties. We're going to add it to 2025 because I'm lazy. Zoom it over. So we get a projection there. Awesome. Continuation, continuation. Then we get another lower high. So we're going to go from the high of that move to the open of that green candle. Edit properties, 2025. Okay. Zoom that out so we can actually see what we're doing. And keep going. So we get down to here. We make another lower high. Awesome. So we got a high to the open of the last green candle before the reversal continues. Got another one here. I'm not going to keep adding every single one. And then we have the low of the move. And so the rule is almost the exact opposite. It's not the perfect opposite. So how we draw our supplies from the high to the open of the last green candle before the reversal back down, we're going to be adding the low of the move to the top of the last red candle before the reversal back up. So we see there is a reversal here, but I don't really want to grab this whole red candle. So I think I'm just going to go to this one. Actually, might as well. They're pretty damn close. So we're going to go from there. So the low of the move to the top of the last red candle. This creates an area of demand. And that's just to give us a good recent area to look at. Anytime you have a break or a close over them, you can definitely delete them and keep reusing them if you want. Sometimes you can just do this and just leave them on here. Of course, it's a little sloppy down here due to earnings. Really good show of bulls, though, because you get an indecisive candle, another kind of indecisive, slightly bullish candle, and then a bullish candle popping up here, continuation up. But all you really have is an impulse move moving up to reject 150 and really just reacting to this demand. There are buyers here. There's going to be a lot of buyers here. So, of course, moves like this are going to happen. But all we have from here is a rejection. So now you're looking to see, at least on J&J in my opinion, is as long as it's holding, and look how that lines up. You said 147s. I'm about to line up with your level. I'm about to say, as long as this holds 147s, I like this for a positional higher low. If we don't get a higher low here, I do not like this for a buyer move. Parameters beyond that would be any pushes beyond 149 and 150. If you can get those closes as well, there's no reason it shouldn't go up to that next area, right? Let's say we don't get that. Let's say we go up, we reject, or we get a break under 147s, then you're most likely getting a test of this low And if that breaks, then there's no telling where you go. What's the next level? 139.40 to 140. So, plan for both sides. I'm not just going to sit here and be like, oh, this looks good for bulls for this. No, you need to sit here and cover both scenarios. What is your plan for both sides? But it looks like my game plan lined up with yours, Mikey. And sorry for the very long explanation, but I know that we're at a part of the day that's not going to be as entertaining watching Spy, so might as well cover something that is a little bit more productive. Thank you, Mojo. He said Order of Ops has helped so much. And good. Keep on it, man. Keep on it. Keep on keeping on. Alright, we're going to go back to the Spy chart because we're breaking lower right now. What's going on? Click. And remember, we do still have that level at 503. Kind of annoying, we have levels almost every dollar right here, but it's something we have to deal with. Yeah, my bad, VC. I was clicking over too late. Thank you for telling me, though, because then I can click over when I can. Spy breaking, what a move. Please make a clip for that, for the J&J thing. No problem, Mikey. 158% on the drop. Good job, Mel. And I fumbled the bag today, guys. Does anybody want to tell me what level I don't have on my chart today? I will literally, I don't know, I'll find something to give somebody, but I'll pat you on the back. Something. But somebody tell me, what level do I not have on my chart today? And this is how I know you are a genius if you can picture this out. Because I didn't draw it today, not really thinking about it. And I'll give it a few moments, let y'all answer. Oh. Oh, I wasn't really worried about the open to close fib today, just because it was the supply of, what did we say, guys? Last Wednesday, I think that's what that 505 70 506 20s is. So even if I did get that gap up there, I wasn't going to draw that fib. But you are correct on that. That is not there as well. I guess that could have been a trick question. But yes, guys, you are all correct. I see a lot of correct answers, both in the Discord and the YouTube stream. But yes, that would be the previous day control point. That is the only level I did not mark. I think I didn't mark it because I basically cheated and I just went to this higher low. But I think next time I should draw that and then see if it's close enough to what I was already going to mark, and then I'll just include both. Because if I would have done that, this chart would probably have looked a little bit cleaner. Yeah, we could have extended this. Where is it asking me? Oh. Rectangle. We could have definitely have included the top of that red candle where I was grabbing my higher low. And I could have just easily have done that. That would have been no problem. Let's see what that looks like now. Just to back test and see if it looks better. Yeah, it would have been more accurate, that's for sure. But yes, good job, guys. A lot of you guys answered correctly with the previous day control point. I'm glad a lot of you guys attacked that instantly. I realized I didn't have it when I saw Leland posted and he was talking about what we reversed at, and I was like, oh my god, I did it again. I tried making my own supply and demand when I should have just looked at all the information I had in front of me and then tried to make it as clean as I possibly could. There's no reason why you can't have both. All the information you want, and you can keep it clean. My screen pre-market low is at like 505.60. I see someone in Discord saying that. Let me see. Yeah, my screen pre-market low is 505.60. Pre-market high at about 507.63. God, the chart looks so much different when you put equity extended hours on. gonna hold it like that and then zoom it a little bit. There we go. I had in my notes to write the previous month low, my bad. Oh, the previous month low? Hey, what's up, Kevo? How you doing? PDCP, previous day control point. That's crazy. We talked about. Sorry, I was messaging Sinful about Tesla. I was telling him they're up because of the affordable EV plan despite Q1 earning miss and revenue drop. But it was just funny that they went up this much because we were literally just talking about how Tesla is at the part of their chart where basically investors were before both splits. Like before both splits hit the chart of Tesla and the price was divided twice. And the share price was consolidated, liquidity was created, all that good stuff. What was I going to say? Oh, it was crazy that they were holding the exact area that we talked about just because, and I'm not saying they're holding it just because of that area, but it's just crazy the timing of all that. Because there was going to be a large amount of buying. And if that did fail, it was funny because they probably would have gone to a very crazy level, and then that very crazy level would probably have gotten a crazy buy reaction. Just because of it going down to a level where people are like, wow, you'd have to be stupid not to invest here, you know, that kind of talk. Yeah, it's just wild. Funny too that they choose to be up 15 today while SPY is actually looking like they want to head down to 502. Look like they're done for. I agree with you, Kevo. 503.30. I'm. That's gotta hit, at the very least. Especially if this new low is made, I will assure that level hitting. But we'll see. We end up getting a hold here. This could be a really good show of hands at the previous day control point, which is a very famous spot for midday reversals, as well as where the bears step in further to create our outside bars. That's where we a lot of the time get our favorite candle. So, well, not my favorite candle, but one of our favorite candles. But we are at probably the most important part of this chart. And now I have to say, now that we've broken pre-market range and actually made it to another area, I have to say this is definitely some of the cleanest price action that we've seen all week. Which, again, I still think the past couple days have been very clean. The pacing just might not have been that great, but I still think this week has been very clean. And this is our third stream this week. We got Monday down, Tuesday down, we got Wednesday here. Definitely going to get the Thursday market in. Cannot wait. Really good updates too, just covering good non-biased game plans, trying to just stick to being disciplined, stick to parameters that we set beforehand. When we get into the trade, trying to stick to what we said beforehand. I have to end the stream, I have work meeting. Totally fine, kid, it's totally fine. I'm not far behind you anyway, so you're good. And Lee then saying, let's see a daily outside bar. He's already calling for it. He wants the blood. Alright, well, let's see what else we get here. If anybody else has any other questions, of course, feel free to ask. I think I'm going to stream for another 10, 20, 15 minutes. I'm not sure. Are we about to get that dump again? Break that low. Give the people what they want. What am I even reading? This whole thing doesn't make sense. DoorDash and Walgreens have launched an unprecedented initiative to provide access for SNAP customers. Dash Pass members can save an average of $5 per eligible order. Man, there are some big pages posting my exact levels right now. That's pretty crazy, the accuracy of how these people are posting the exact zones I'm posting. And then claiming they drew them on their own. I just don't see that working. But alright, we'll let them have that. It's crazy, the amount of pages that copy this community. Y'all would be surprised. And I don't post y'all's gains on my pages anymore. I don't post that stuff anymore. I'm done with that. I just want to focus on you guys. But it's crazy to me. Some of these guys have tens of thousands of followers. Some of them over 100,000 followers. I'm actually so impressed. It almost makes me think how they even got to this point if they're having to copy someone else's system. Like, it's just crazy. Which, cool. I don't mind it. I respect it. Cool. You want to learn a different strat and progress with it? That's all more power to you. But Jesus Christ, don't sit there and be like, I added one indicator. This is now a unique system. Like, what? It's like me taking someone's system, adding one thing to it, being like, oh, this is now mine. I invented every bit of this. Every single ideology behind it is mine. It's just crazy how people like to act. They act like dogs, claiming territory and shit. It's so weird. You just joined a guy's Discord for $100 a month? Please tell me you're joking. Got my 1% port of the day. Gonna try and not give it back like I did yesterday. Nice, nice. That was seriously a cool journey to follow, though, Ace. I was enjoying your post every day. I still am. I don't want you to think I'm getting tired of them. Been very fun following your journey. You, Kevo, Mel, Leland. There's so many people in chat I could think of that I've got to, like, follow their journey or just at least witness it. And it's just been crazy. I feel like I've learned a lot. It's never just, like, about the money. There's so much more going on behind that. So much hard work that isn't seen. Ace is like, I wouldn't join a Discord for $100 a month. I don't even pay for YouTube membership. You know I'm joking. Ace, do you have the YouTube role in my chat? I gotta double check that. You don't? What the hell? Alright, I fixed it. I fixed it for you. You must know me pretty well because you didn't even answer my rhetorical question because you had to have known I was joking. I knew damn well you weren't. That's funny. This community is so cool. There's so many cool people in here. What am I supposed to do after you end the stream? I don't know. Why are you making me feel bad and shit? I don't know. Full port. No, do not full port. Do not full port. Kevo has the power of shifting the market liquidity. I don't know. Get some sunshine for at least 45 minutes to an hour. That's very healthy. He said no. That's Mel. Shit, together y'all probably could. Oh yeah, the TikTok ban. Did y'all see that? That happened like last night. They signed the bill requiring TikTok to be sold or banned in the US. Which I feel like a lot of us kind of expected due to how much it was in the news, but pretty crazy. Which, I don't know, does that make me happy or not? Because I didn't really use TikTok in the first place. I will say this, though. TikTok was very powerful. TikTok was able to help a lot of content creators blow up a lot more, reach more audiences of all kinds of the internet too, not just trading, like all kinds of parts of the internet. It's crazy how many people blew up from TikTok. Gen Z, when the 81-year-old man they were going to vote into office, just banned TikTok. What the? That meme Sinful just sent is pretty funny. And yeah, sorry for not many updates. It's just we just kind of been sitting in the same spot. I'm just kind of chilling now that we've been here for a bit. We're just kind of watching this. It looks like it wants to continue breaking down until proven otherwise, though. So until I see good higher lows or a good base hold this 503.65, we have no choice but to believe this is wanting to head lower. Or any push beyond 504.35 would be a great sign of life by buyers, but we don't have either of those yet. You have a little bit of a base here at 503.65, but nothing to truly be like, oh, that's totally reversing. Nah, like if this right here holds a higher low, that would be a good sign. But bearish until proven otherwise, due to all the confirmations from earlier. Which sucks. TikTok is actually a great place to learn info mainstream suppresses. About to grab a burger and fries. Thanks, BB, for the stream. You too, Ace. Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. That does suck though, Misi, because you're right. It's just like, I don't know. There's a lot of places on the internet I feel like people find their niche and then they just love it right there, you know? I feel like a lot of people found their niche in TikTok due to us not having Vine. Because again, if Vine was a thing, I don't think any of these apps would exist. It's crazy what Vine started. Vine really started the whole short video thing, and it's really just grown from there. The whole short video stuff is just mind-blowing now. Because back in the day, and they've even shown the stats, like, people around the world, this is a world stat, people around the world used to watch videos a lot longer than they do now. Nowadays, people watch them almost minutes shorter than we used to, which is a crazy thing, because to turn that average down would mean almost everyone on the planet's doing it, like, to make that average go down like that. So people are watching videos a lot shorter than they used to, and it's because of this short video app stuff, and the other things, of course, have adapted. They're not just short videos now. There's a lot more going on, but no, it's crazy, though. It's good and bad. There's some things going on, but I just thought it was crazy how powerful it was, because you can never deny how powerful TikTok was. I mean, damn near everybody had TikTok, and if you didn't have TikTok, you heard about TikTok, whether you liked it or not. So that is something pretty big that's going away. Whether I used it or not doesn't even matter. I never used TikTok, but I know a lot of people are going to be affected by it. Kind of sucks too, because it's not like Instagram got any better. X maybe got a little bit better, but I mean, not much has changed. It's not like any of the other social media has really changed during the whole TikTok era. Now, I would say the whole short video stuff definitely changed on like YouTube, Instagram. They've definitely added a lot more to that. So, and we are still fighting above this 503.65. Very, very close to potentially breaking. And we are on the 1 minute. Of course, if you want to get some stronger confirmations, we can zoom out to the 5 minute here in a minute or so. But it pretty much looks the same, just a little more bunched up. Just a lot of consolidation happening here. I need to add that 15 minute back on here. Let's do that. Do the 2 day. This is a pretty chill time frame we should be sitting on more, but 5 minutes till that next 15-minute candle closes. This is a new 5-minute candle. We're on the 1-minute chart now, and it looks like they are trying to break lower towards the beginning of these candles. But we'll see here in a couple minutes towards the end of that 5-minute and 15-minute candle, two confirmations at once where this is going to close, and by then you should have a pretty strong indication of where we're most likely headed, which looks like we are getting the best close under that level right now. We've just had wicks under up until this point. That is the first actual close under that level. I don't. My dad has, not gonna lie. So annoying. He keeps showing me what he saw on TikTok every day. I swear, like what you just said, Mikey, that is a very popular opinion. I think I've heard a lot of people say that, where they're like, I don't have it, but I swear I'd get tired of this person sending it to me even though I don't have it. And it's just such a popular thing. But that's what I mean, like the power of it. You don't even have it and you're hearing about it all the time. Pretty crazy. Not many apps do that for that long, to that many generations. Because there was like all kinds of people. There were kids on it, there were older people on it. Very, very powerful app. We got a close under, then a close back above. If that was a 15-minute candle, I'd be telling y'all that would be a very strong buyer move to follow after. But we're on the 1 minute, so not as powerful. But you do still have the close under and close back above. So they did create a little bit of liquidity for some potential upside there. And Ace is getting a burger and fries. What are y'all getting for lunch? What am I getting for lunch? Another push under. Waking up instantly. They are not letting this be easy for either side. But I think the goal here is to create liquidity for a short-term upside move. Now that I've seen this twice, see how it continues. Remember what I said about the 5 and 15-minute candles? That's in a minute. 1 minute from now we get those confirmations. So this next 1-minute candle will be a very strong confirmation because it's lining up with the 5-minute candle close and the 15-minute candle close. And we're at a very good part of the chart where it's kind of crucial. So very, very important right here. 11:15, dude. Those 15 minutes kind of flew by, I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy, the amount of wicking you just did under that level, too. It really looked like it was ready to just fall off. But like I said, the goal could be to just create liquidity to move up again. Not like a lot. It could just be for another bearish retest for all we know. By the way, KT, I don't know why this setting was on, but I figured out why I kept unlisting my streams. There's a setting here that says unlist live replay once stream ends. I've never once clicked that, but I must have accidentally clicked it that day. Because I noticed yesterday's stream did it too, and I was like, what the hell? So that shouldn't be a problem anymore. These should be public once the stream ends. I think it takes a little bit of time to load on the channel, though. Like an hour. I'm not sure, though. I haven't really monitored that. Thank you, though, for the $2 donation. I appreciate that. Appreciate you. $2 make Bueller holla. $2. Yeah, bro, I usually watch a stream later. My Tesla Model Y performance. I'm glad you capitalized it all. Baby, no big deal, and couldn't messed up my routine. Oh yeah, when you tagged me, I was like, what is he talking about? Unlisted. I would never do that. And then I like looked back. It's like, oh, he's not wrong. They are unlisted. But yeah, that shouldn't be an issue moving forward though. So you should be good. You weren't the only person too. You hit me up, and then I had a couple other people hit me up because I feel like there's like a crowd of people on my channel that actually do watch the streams, but they don't watch them on time. They just kind of like catch up to them later on, which I totally get. That's fine. But I had a couple other people hit me up. They're like, "Yo, I can't watch today's stream. Did you not stream today?" But no, all good. Should be moving fine, moving forward. All right, let's see what else is being said in chat. I can't find the. Where are my where are the lifetime streams that we did together with the courses? Where did I link those at? Oh, they're in the extra videos channel. I'm literally blind. Copy message link. Never mind, I found it. I don't know why that was so hard. Hope to be there, make you proud, B. 100% fake. You already do make me proud, man. Do you stream with Streamlabs or OBS? I do OBS. Even though I think Streamlabs is probably better with how many integrations you can do. OBS is a little bit more tedious, I feel like. But they're pretty similar. Yeah, OBS is the one I like to use. And guys, we are still seeing some buying happening here. We had some liquidity created. We got some short-term upside, like I said, was very possible. But not really at a bullish part of this chart until we see a better hold. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4 holds here now at 503.65. So we have to assume some buying is possible now, even though this is still sitting in a part of the chart where we think it should come down more. Add the other times up there as well. I actually could. I could just copy them over and do the same thing and just do different times. Probably should do that. I'm like a centralist. We're racist to other time zones. We're timist. Not racist, we're timist. I don't recognize mountain time. I am PST and I can do EST math in my head, but middle child time zones I can't. Yeah, no, I actually hear that a lot from people because it's actually pretty. It's weird because it's pretty easy for people in Central Time to do the math for other time zones because, well, we're always having to do the math, and then people on the other sides are always like, "Oh, I don't even do the math for the middle part of the country." I hear that a lot. And if we don't know the time to Arizona, that's totally fine because they just live in their own world. LOL, middle child, same, bro. He said my parents were in Dallas for the eclipse, then in quotations put, yes, they're white. And telling me what time it was, like, what? We are the only sane ones? Okay, I'll accept that answer. Something's afoot, though, Leland. I'm not wrong about that. Y'all are either the only sane ones or the only insane ones. There's nothing in between. It's one or the other. Still seeing some buying here. Damn, did I call that? Did I call that pretty early? It just, the way it felt, the way they closed under it, the way they've wicked it multiple times, it just feels like they're creating liquidity so buyers just have any kind of chance of going up, even just to some extent. And even if this is just buying to make it for more selling, it doesn't matter. You could definitely feel that buyer presence there. But only over the course of multiple pieces of information. Hawaii also actually, don't ever say Hawaii is sane. I'll let Arizona be sane, but there's no way Hawaii is sane. Those people are crazy. I don't trust any state that's not part of the mainland. Alaska and Hawaii, they're out. If SPY holds 503.86 golden pocket spot, we reverse up and get 504.35.72. Yeah, we should get a little bit of upside here if they can pop this recent high. If not, definitely getting a test of that wick low down there. Let's see if we can break that. Hawaii is great. Leland's trolling me. There's no way you would live there, bro. I've seen your Twitter feed. There's no way you could live in Hawaii. You'd get there and think it's all about the sights, and then you're like, wow, this place is beautiful. And then you'd realize what's really happening, and you're like, oh my god, I hate Hawaii. You could not live in Hawaii, bro. Yo, wait, when is that thing? I didn't put it on my calendar the other day. Did you say May 20th? He said, yes, I could. In place I can't name. On the North Shore where there is a total of 12. Okay. Maybe you could. Hey, I got you there, though. Yeah, it had nothing. My points had nothing to do with surfing. Or... because Hawaii is probably an amazing, beautiful place. I've never been there, but... it'd be cool to have some land in Puerto Rico if they didn't have, like, horrible storms on. They have horrible storms. I have only been there, like, 100 times. That's it? Psh. Yo, when's the surfing event, though? I forgot to write it on my calendar. I'm doing it now. It didn't save the other day. When is this event? Not Tahiti. Where's the other one? May 22nd? Okay, okay. I am actually saving it this time. Leland and I are gonna... Bro, hold up. I screenshotted something from Twitter, Maddie, and it was from you. Hold up. I gotta find this. You have to know which one I'm talking about now. I can't send this anywhere. Yeah. People's put, I got hacked, bruh. And then you put a pretty crazy comment, and I just screenshotted it. And I think I meant to send it to, like... No, it wasn't even anything with Leland. It was a comment you added to People's. When People's put, I got hacked, bruh. Whatever you put there was... Yeah, that. I was like, damn, did Maddie get hacked? Like, what the hell is this comment I'm seeing? Oh, that was funny. But yeah, I screenshotted that because I was like, holy. Like, damn, Peoples and Maddie must be good friends or something. Sanddollar, what are you doing? Sanddollar is by far the largest donator of this channel. He has gifted another membership. And SK, you were the one who got it. Great job. Actually went up again, going to a person that's actually going to use it. I don't know how you do it, Sanddollar, but you do it. New low of day, guys. New low of day. You were just busting his chops. I read that out of context. I just saw your comment first, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then I read what he said, and I was like, okay, maybe he's joking. Maddie's going in on Peoples. E-dates? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to. I'm not asking any further. No further investigation needed. Oh my gosh, are they going to give us some movement? There we go. We called that one to the T. Talked about the creation of liquidity, even if it is for more downside. No retake of pretty much anything. Loss of support. You mean this? Yes, that. can I get this PDF in this YouTube? What PDF is this? Let me find that PDF, Joyful. 1 second. I don't know what it is. Gotta find it. God, I have so many PDFs. Oh, I think I found it. Oh, I did find it. Damn. September 19th. File. Download PDF. Save. Apply. Yo, I cannot spell today. What is going on? Alright, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream here. Price is just coming back up to the 50365 right now. I'm just going to end the stream here because it's been a few hours now. But we did get a good breakdown today. Main area that we liked for the break was kind of close to the overnight gap fibs, I guess, if you drew them. I didn't even draw them, though. The main thing I liked was the rejection of current day open. I like that we were kind of up above it. No retest held in the 5-minute, nothing here. We also saw the same thing on the 1 minute. We just kind of had an ugly 3-bar play there. No real retest afterwards to the down or the upside. And then later on, finally, about an hour after the market had opened, we got a really good retest away from the open at 506.56. Lower highs followed after, a good break lower for new low day hit. They didn't just stop there too. We didn't get any kind of good clean retest back up here. They just kept breaking lower. So we got a break of the previous day high supply, we got a break of previous day close and pre-market low all in one. Made it down to the next area, got a little good touch of the top of it before a buyer came in, and then a nasty seller move to get us to the bottom of that area. And now we're kind of dealing with that area again now, just towards the bottom of it. So hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. I will catch you guys at a later date. We're gonna be here streaming again tomorrow. But yeah, catch you in the Discord if you want to catch some more updates to everybody. There's still a bunch of traders in there working, so see you guys later on, and thank you again.